What is up, guys? It's Andrew from Coding Pals, and today we're going to be looking at the Canadian Computing Contest 2016 J2 Magic Squares. So essentially this problem gives us a 4x4 square composed of 16 numbers, and it's our job to figure out if all the numbers in each column, each row, and all basically add up to the same total. So they're going to give us an input like this, 4 rows of inputs, and we're going to determine if it's either magic or not magic. So let's just get right into this. I've been thinking about this, and I think we're going to take the route where we're going to add up all the sums into one huge list and check if all the things within that list are equal. So we're going to start off with a list, and then I'm also going to make a few variables. You're going to see how this works out later. I'm just going to copy and paste this a few times just to make it so that it's a little easier. Okay, so basically they're going to give us 4 different lines. So I'm going to say for I in range, I'm going to say 0, 4. So essentially it goes 4 times. And I'm going to say, okay, so we're going to have a horizontal. You're going to see how this works later on, but I'm going to say every single time we're going to reset this horizontal counter to 0. Then I'm going to, and because we're going to take a new line of input every single time, I'm going to say new equals input right there. Okay, and what we're going to do with this input is we're going to basically split it. So I'm going to do new dot split, and what this is essentially going to do is it's going to split this new input, and it's going to split it at each space. So now because we're taking, for example, this input, it's going to split it at each space so that we get 4 different, basically, variables within that list. So if we, for example, I'm going to make a comment right here. So essentially what would show up if we have 16, 3, 2, and 13, essentially it would split it up. And we would have, this is not like exactly correct, but essentially it would split that input up into 4 different elements within that list. So because now we have 4 different elements within that list, I'm essentially going to add it to each of my vertical rows. Because for what I declared up here, we're going to have each of these stand for a vertical row. So I'm gonna go up here, and I'm gonna say line 0. Whoops. Okay. And essentially, what this is going to do is it's going to look at our list line, and it's going to take the 0, like basically the first thing within that list. So it's going to take 16, and it's going to add it up to our vertical number 1. So what we're doing here is we're going to take the first number of each list and add it up. And hold up, I'm just going to quickly, I'll just copy and paste this and just change it every single time. So I want the second number this time, third number, third number, and the fourth number. And we're going to add it to each of the vertical rows. But then, because we were adding it for the vertical rows, we also want the horizontal row. So I'm going to say for I in range 0 to the length of our line, I'm going to say horizontal plus equals integer line I. Okay, I type pretty slow. So basically what this is going to do is for each number within line, it's going to add it to our horizontal variable. And then we're going to make it so that we're going to add this horizontal variable to our total list. So we're going to say total.append, which basically adds it horizontal. Okay, so that's going to be our main loop. And then after this list, we're going to do total, which is the big list at the very beginning, and we're going to basically append vertical 1. We're going to add this. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do it for every single vertical row. So I'm going to change this, change that, and that. Okay. So essentially what we're going to do here now is we need to figure out, we have all of these sums within this one big list. And we just need to check if all those sums are the same. So I'm going to say for I in range length of total, we're going to take the length of total. And I'm going to say, I'm actually going to make a counter because I think this is actually a pretty cool way to do it. I'm going to set a counter, and it's called magic. I'm going to set it to 0. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to see if the first number in the list, the first sum in the list called total is not equal to our total. We're basically going to cycle through this one huge list. If the first sum is not equal to the sum that we're cycling through, I'm going to actually change magic, and I'm going to plus 1. So at the end, I'm going to say if magic is equal to 0, what we set here, if this if loop hasn't been used, essentially, I'm going to say print magic, because that means it's magic. That means all the sums in this one huge list they're all same. However, if it's not equal to 0, I'm going to say not magic. And I made a mistake here. So we're going to test this out. I've copied it, and I'm just going to paste it in right here. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Submitting, and yep, we got all the cases correct. That was CCC 2016 J2. Thank you for watching.